One of the great pleasures, little pleasures of the 2024 presidential campaign has been seeing Fox News do this dance where they like Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and they don't like him, and he's a lunatic or he's a savior or he's a genius or he's a degenerate. And it all depends on their latest calculation about whether or not RFK is helping Trump or hurting Donald Trump. This has gone back and forth a number of times. I have an endlessly hilarious clip to play for you here, where a now terrified Fox News is straight up just comparing Robert F. Kennedy Jr. to serial killer Jeffrey Dahmer. This was anchor Griff Jenkins saying that RFK's behavior is not normal. It's not normal. Cutting the head off of a whale, dumping a dead bear and staging it to look like a bicycle accident. This is pretty serious deviant behavior. But in the political world, anything is acceptable until it's not. So let's listen. This is just, if he was helping Trump, they would ignore all of this stuff the way they mostly ignored it all along. Take a listen.
RFK Jr. has been named to Donald Trump's transition team along with former Democrat Tulsi Gabbard. That's what happens when you endorse the candidate. But Kennedy, who's already admitted covering up, putting a dead bear in his car, now faces a tale once told by his daughter Kik about how he used a chainsaw to cut off the head of a dead whale and strapped it to the roof of his car.
Right.
Every time we accelerated on the highway, whale juice would pour into the windows of the car. It was the rankest thing on the planet. We all had plastic bags over our heads with mouth holes.
What is it with these people and putting animals on the roof of their cars? Remember when Mitt Romney strapped his dog to the roof of the car in a crate? Every time I don't say in a crate, I get one angry email. The dog was so terrified that it was diarrhea was flying. In this case, it's whale juice with RFK. Wild stuff.
Out. And people on the highway were giving us the finger, but that was just normal day-to-day stuff for us. Griff Jenkins is back. Listen, I almost don't know what to say about this. What is it with RFK and dead animals? Mitt Romney should ask for a recount after all the media mockery that he...
Oh, no, and he's bringing it up.
...for putting his dog on the roof.
His dog on the roof.
At least the dog was still alive.
Well, maybe now we finally know who put that horse head in the Godfather bed in the Corleone saga, which would open a whole new can of worms. However, it's a different worm than the worm that was in RFK Jr.'s head, because remember, he had worms in his brain. Look, Kit Kennedy says that this was just normal stuff.
Yeah.
This is not normal. You know who else collected roadkill? Jeffrey Dahmer. And this tale is not one of Clark Griswold and the family vacation truckster.
I can see
this is really bizarre stuff.
I can see the headline now that you're referring to Jeffrey Dahmer.
And by the way, if I could just point this out, this has resurfaced, as you pointed out, from this Town and Country article in 2012, but it prompted this week, the Washington Post reported that an environmental group is actually calling for an investigation to see if that incident violated some sort of Mammal Marine Protection Act.
Right. So, listen, Griff Jenkins is right about one thing. None of this is normal. The way Fox has gone back and forth about we like RFK, we don't like RFK, based on their latest calculation as to what he does to Donald Trump's chances, that's not normal. RFK's behavior, it's obviously not normal. Now, I don't know if it's fair to compare it to serial killer Jeffrey Dahmer. RFK does seem to have somewhat of a fixation with animal corpses, but Jeffrey Dahmer seems like a bit much. But it's a reminder of how if you are at least giving the appearance that you're helping them, you can do no wrong. And if all of a sudden they start to think you're hurting them, you can't possibly do anything right. Now, as far as RFK and helping or hurting Trump is going, one of the funniest things that's going on is there was one period of time during the phase of his campaign where RFK was claiming he's in it to win it and in it to the end. He was involved in lawsuits to get his name on ballots. He now is involved in lawsuits to get his name off of ballots in states that are expected to be competitive. This was, if you remember my coverage, I guess it was a week and a half ago or about a week and a half ago, about how RFK has gotten out and he's endorsing Trump. He's suspending his campaign. He wants to stay on the ballot in states that won't be close so you can still vote for him. But in states where it will be close and it could hurt Trump, he wants to get his name off the ballot. There's a bunch of states, including Michigan and maybe North Carolina, where now it's like too late to get himself off the ballot. And despite his endorsement of Trump, he will still be on the ballot in some of these critical states and hurting Donald Trump. I love all of it. I'll be totally upfront with you. I love every single bit of it. And I hope that he absolutely destroys Donald Trump's campaign at the end of the day. One of our sponsors is Zippix nicotine toothpicks. Don't you think it's time you stopped putting smoke and vape oils in your lungs? Zippix toothpicks are a convenient way to curb the nicotine cravings. Zippix toothpicks are super discreet. You can use them anytime, anywhere smoking and vaping aren't allowed, including flights, sporting events, in restaurants. They're available in 6 different flavors with options of 2 and 3 milligrams of nicotine. If you're not a nicotine user, Zippix also offers caffeine and B12 infused toothpicks. Zippix has already helped tens of thousands of customers ditch the cigarettes, ditch the vapes. They might be able to help you too. If you're a smoker or a vapor, give Zippix toothpicks a try. Your lungs will thank you. Go to zippixtoothpicks.com today. Save 10% with the code PACMAN10 at checkout. Just remember, you must be 21 or older to order. The link is down below.